Welcome to a cast of players. We return to the world of Valtor. Chapter 11.
Chapter 11, would you believe?
Lots has happened, lots of character development.
Lots of character death!
Some character...
Not quite.
Near death.
Altercations.
Yeah, some character altercations. In fact, as we will find out very shortly when the chef goes over the last session, Amrakai and Erevan potentially came to blows again. I do not know how much longer it will last, but it seems that the relationships in the party are hanging on a thread. What is going on with Amrakai? What is going on in this temple? Let's find out. Chef, why don't you take us through what happened previously?
Previously on a cast of players. Our group had infiltrated this major kobold camp with the help of Joanna, who provided a massive distraction. They managed to infiltrate and deal with many of the kobolds and their leaders, but finding no key or any way of freeing the prisoners of the village of Rading, they ventured deep into this Cathedral temple that had been excavated by the kobolds, but more specifically by their slaves. Going deep within the temple, our party found a group of kobolds wandering around a hexagonal room, in the centre of which stood a statue of a woman with a book and a sword. Clever thinking from Erevan lit up the room, revealing the kobolds, allowing him and his companions to go in. And, despite a hard-fought victory, they did indeed get their victory. But during this, the room that they were within was trundling downwards, deep into the earth. And upon finishing off the kobolds, it seems the room also reached its destination. But slightly different to the previous place where they were. With but one entrance, here there were 8. And upon the pedestal in front of the statue were 9 gemstones, clear, with no indication of light, outside of the runic writings that had been activated by Erevan. Wandering amongst the temple in an apparent effort to escape it and solve its riddle, in order so that they could return to the surface above, the party have encountered a number of rooms depicting different men and women, all wielding items which they have seen before, the items held by the angelic-looking figures within the Temple of the Cathedral. Some of the temple's puzzles have eluded them thus far. Others they have solved, some with relative ease, some with some sense of difficulty. The room of fog and storms, solved after some debate and argument. The room of life, solved after Luco correctly identified that the murals were depicting the woman playing the harp that she wielded, and with a little help from Griffin and his nimble fingers. The room of shadow and illusion, quickly solved, with Griffin's quick thinking to follow the riddle to the letter and embrace the deception. Shadowy figures that emerged from nothing, absorbed into the party, and solving the room. The current room that they find themselves in depicts a man with an hourglass, and the riddle speaks of death and inevitability. A mist fills the room, and the doors are sealed shut behind them when they activated the pedestal. And that is where we return to our tale. So, as said, you're within this room. A statue in the centre, a grim-looking man, thin features, a long sword, and an hourglass held. The hourglass now seemingly filled with a black liquid. Unlike the other statues that you have seen, where everything has been made of stone, this hourglass is an actual hourglass. It is made of a crystal substance. You can clearly see this black liquid trickling down into the bottom part. Mist fills the room.
So as Amrakai said at the end of the last session, we must wait, let it run its course.
Okay, could you all roll a Constitution saving throw for me, please?
Oh,
Oh, jeez. So I roll a 4, plus my Constitution gives me a 5.
Okay.
I rolled a 2.
Okay.
Plus my Constitution, which is 2. That gives me 4.
And you do have proficiency in Constitution saves as a barbarian, am I right?
Not in saving.
Yes, you should. Why do you only have one box ticked? I'm pretty sure we've talked about this before.
Yeah.
Check it later. It doesn't matter. You still failed. Amrakai.
yeah, well, I rolled a 1.
Ah, it's good.
I do have proficiency in Constitution, so I get a +4 to that roll. So it does become a 5, but I'm assuming that's still
That's still a fail.
And Erevan?
I rolled a natural 20.
Oh my god!
It's because this is all the tide. It's the tide.
What have I told you? Embrace the tide!
Okay, so unfortunately, Griffin, Amrakai, and Luco, you all fail. You will take 2 points of poison damage.
Copy that.
So this chalice type thing
hourglass.
Hourglass
Yeah.
is filling up. The liquid.
Mm-hmm.
Are we able to get at the liquid?
If you were to break the crystal, perhaps.
The riddle suggests we do nothing.
Cool, could you all roll a Constitution saving throw for me, please?
Again?
I failed. Rolled a 2.
I rolled a 12, plus 2, plus proficiency,
Yeah.
which is 14.
I rolled a 4.
Wait, no, it's 16, so.
I rolled a 4.
Yeah.
+4, 8.
6. Sorry, what am I?
Your Constitution. You don't have Constitution save.
Yeah, just 6.
Okay, cool. Griffin, Erevan, and Amrakai, you will take 1 point of poison damage.
Yep.
Can I just hear the riddle one more time?
Magaron is patient as death comes to everything. Whilst it can be delayed or resisted, it cannot be escaped, and so inevitability must be accepted by all who face it.
Amrakai's like starting to cough, and he just sort of slumps a bit, and then sits at the foot of the statue and looks up at it.
Cool, could you all roll a Constitution saving throw for me, please?
That's better. I rolled a 19, plus 1 is 20.
I rolled an 18 +4, 22.
I rolled a 6, plus 2, 10.
8. Plus 1. Without Constitution.
Cool. Erevan and Luca, you can take 3 points of poison damage.
3?
Yeah.
How long is left on the hourglass?
It's about halfway full.
Half.
Yeah.
So Luco does start to cough a little bit as well, but he just kind of sits down where he is, cross-legged, and again takes on like a meditative stance, and I think he even closes his eyes.
Okay.
Yeah. Amrakai lays Elandir across his lap and just looks up at the statue.
Could you all make another Constitution saving throw, please?
I rolled an 18, plus 1 is 19.
Nice. I rolled a 17, plus 2, 21.
I rolled an 8 +4, 12.
12.
12. Erevan and Amrakai, you take 1 point of poison damage.
I've got 1 left.
How much is left in this poison?
It's about 2/3 full in the bottom.
So that keep going.
Quickly remind me, poison damage, does that do anything differently?
If you... well, it's just a type of damage.
Yeah, right.
Certain things have resistance to poison damage.
Yeah, of course.
Certain things have resistance to fire damage.
So it's mostly about resistance and stuff. Yeah, cool.
Generally, yeah. This is the occasional vulnerability where you take double damage, but generally no.
Yeah, fair.
How many vials are left?
None.
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 Cool.
Okay. The final drop of the black liquid hits the bottom of the chamber. Could you all roll a Constitution saving throw, please?
I rolled a 1.
I rolled an 8.
Okay. You all take 3 points of poison damage.
I'm dead.
Including.
What did you
I rolled
roll?
a 3.
You rolled a 3. I assumed you rolled poorly.
Sorry, how much?
You rolled the
Hence the
dice and
laugh.
you sighed and laughed a little bit. I assumed you rolled poorly.
How much, sorry?
3 points of poison damage.
So Erevan's legs buckle under his weight, and he just keels over and collapses onto the ground.
The instant that you hit the ground, the mist is drawn back into the base of the statue. The doors rise, and a white light emerges from the pedestal and heads off down towards the central chamber.
And,
Is Erevan out?
He did. I mean, he's on the floor. He's unconscious.
and Rakai sort of staggers up. Incidentally, the black blood is there this time, bleeding out of his nose and eyes.
Erevan, can you make a death saving throw, please?
Fail.
Okay.
I go
One
to
four.
stabilise everyone.
Cool. Would you make a medicine check for me, please?
I roll a 4. Is that...
It's not enough, I'm afraid.
So I imagine as the sound, like the sound of the doors opening and stuff like that, Luco is he opens up his eyes, he looks around, he gets up and he sees that Erevan is on the ground.
Yeah.
And he will also go and try to
Okay.
stabilise
Make a
him.
medicine check.
Okay. And what is that against again?
Wisdom.
Wisdom, thank you. I don't have any bonuses there, so. 15.
Okay, you stabilise him.
Nice.
He's on 0 hit points. You will get back up in 1d4 hours. 4 hours. Wow.
So, I'm not doing anything for 4 hours.
Pretty much.
You just relax.
See you later.
I kind of look to the other two and say, he's not waking up yet. If we all need to be together for this to work, I can carry him.
I say we leave him in the main chamber that we came from. There doesn't seem to be anything going on in there. He'll be safe. The rest
Let's
of
say
us
we
can
just leave him
carry on.
here.
I know what you would say.
Good, because I just said it.
Good. Duly noted. Unfortunately, we still work in a democracy, and you're outvoted.
I will take him to the main chamber.
Good.
Thank you, Griffin.
So, okay, we've just put Erevan in the main chamber. Not that Anrakai agrees with the moving of him at all, just leave him there as far as I'm concerned, but regardless, we're ready to move on to the next room.
Okay, so this is a room that you haven't explored yet, yes?
Right,
Okay,
yeah.
cool.
We've all suffered poison. We're all
Yeah.
pretty wounded.
Yeah, I'm on 8 wounds now.
As I've said, Amrakai is currently, he's got dried black blood that's come from his eyes and his nose.
So as you head down the central chamber of this room, the voice appears once more. 4 entered, and yet 3 are here. Perhaps you are not worthy. Regardless, Joran shines bright. As the light bears, it must be wary not to be lost in shadow, or to blind those that it illuminates, but instead hang high above, where it can bask all below it. Now in the centre of this room, the statue here depicts a handsome man with shoulder-length hair, their left arm holding an ornate lantern in front of them. Their right hand bears a broad-bladed scimitar. Dotted around the room, where the walls and ceilings meet, are crystalline panels facing it off at different angles. Some of them are clear, some are black, some are orange. At the base of the statue, atop the pedestal, is a white stone cube.
Well, Amrakai places his hand on the pedestal.
Okay. So you'd have to move this cube first.
Yes, he'll do that.
Picking up the cube, you see that it's made of the same white stone as the statue in the pedestals, and upon it are some runes raised. There is a curved rune, an S-shaped rune, and a cross rune. Placing your hand on the pedestal, you can see the runes flash up on the cube. In addition, a beam of light, brilliant and white, emits from the lantern, firing straight behind the statue. It hits the panel behind it. This is on the clear wall where there's no doors. The beam bounces straight up, hitting a black panel where the light seems to be absorbed into the darkness.
We need to change these panels' direction somehow.
Shine from above.
Yes, exactly.
It needs to be moved.
And Rakai picks up the cube. He turns it and places it back. Feels its surface. Is there anything?
So you feel that the runes are raised upon the surface. Investigating it further, you can see that they are almost able to be depressed.
Oh.
Placing it back on the pedestal has done nothing that you've seen.
And Rakai attempts to push one of the runes.
How handy. I have a cube here.
Oh.
So essentially the beam of light is firing directly into this one here that corresponds with this wall. The rest of the room follows the pattern. Which one would you like to press?
So there aren't any runes on these walls or the panels?
No.
Is there a rune on the top? There isn't.
No, but you can see that there's panels in the corners of the room, on the centre points of the room, on the centre corners of the room, and the direct point where this beam is being sort of shone into. Based on the cube, you can see that each rune corresponds with a wall facing. It seems like the cross-shaped ones correspond with the clear runes. They're actually emitting a white light on the cube. The circular runes are emitting a black light, and the cross-shaped runes are emitting an orange light.
We need the light to bounce in a way that will make it shine from above us. Amrakai pushes one of the runes.
Okay. As you press it, the panel that it corresponds to rotates clockwise.
Amrakai looks at the cube, tries to work out which of the runes he could hit that would make, because we have the black void panel on the ceiling above us, that would corresponds to a reflective panel where the beam hits, and then the black panel being moved down to one of the walls.
Okay, so do you want to press one of the black panels or one of the white panels, basically?
I want to push the black panel because I want that to move.
As you press the black panel, you can see that it's currently angled. It moves straight up. The beam of light just shoots straight past it now and is sort of hitting the wall.
Right.
Wait. So the first panel that the light hits, that's also kind of like on an angle?
Yes.
Which rune on the cube corresponds to that one? The first one?
So maybe we can get... Yeah, that would be the middle one on the cube.
Yeah, press that one.
As you press it, the panel moves clockwise. The beam hits one of the orange panels. As it does so, a bright flare flashes out through the room. I'm afraid you will all be taking 1 radiant damage.
Dear.
I'm resistant to radiant damage.
Yes? Oh, that's good. You still take 1 then.
Damn!
I don't.
You're already dead.
Amrakai staggers at this.
Hit the button! Hit it again!
Yeah.
Looks at the cube.
Keep it moving.
The black panel now on the ceiling has sort of gone on its side.
Yeah, so it's sort of facing straight now rather than angled. This allows the beam space to move past it.
Does it look like there is a way for one of the panels to come up to the ceiling?
Yeah, so if
I
you
look at the actual mechanism itself.
If you look at the mechanism, you can see that these panels are on essentially a rotating joint.
Right.
That seems to have 3 separate grooves
that it can actually go along.
Moves along.
Right. Amrakai goes back to the cube, looks at the mechanism which he thinks will be the next panel, which would then go to the ceiling, and presses that rune.
Okay. So, so is this the original rune that you're hitting again? So that's the one that would correspond to it, because that's where the light is hitting.
Yes.
As you press it, it rotates away from the orange beam and hits the one that you first hit.
Right.
It now hits that one and shoots directly up into a white panel in the corner, which then reflects over to the black panel. It shoots straight past it and hits another clear one in the top corner.
Yes.
But this one is facing in this direction, so it's almost
so
the beams are
back on itself.
Yeah.
That final one should be able to move.
Yes. So Amrakai looks at the final panel, where that is.
Yeah.
Tries to work out the rune which he could tap, which would move that up to the ceiling.
Okay. So this is the one in the top corner now,
Yes.
yeah? So you hit that one, it rotates round, and the beam now shoots across the right-hand side of the wall. It hits a white panel in the far corner there, which bounces directly down into a black panel.
On the ground?
On the essentially next to the door of the central chamber that you walked in from.
So right now we've got the light arcing up, across, back and down.
Yeah.
Okay. So then Amrakai looks to the black panel, which is now on the floor, looks at where the cube is, activates that rune.
Okay. The panel shifts away, moving straight, so the beam essentially just plunges straight into the ground at this point.
Then Amrakai looks at the panel which will be to just to the left or the right, depending on, because everything shifts to the right, when we've done this?
Yeah, so it's all going clockwise. As you've been moving it, everything's moving clockwise.
So Amrakai looks to the panel which would be just to the left of this beam, looks at it on the cube, activates that to try and move that round to hit the beam of light, assuming that this panel is a reflective panel.
So the next one along would be a reflective panel.
Yeah.
You can see that it's similar in design to the black panel originally, where it was facing straight and facing down. As the beam moves across, it hits this panel, moves directly down in front of one of the doorways. Next to that, further along, is another white panel.
Right. So again, he manipulates the rune so that it continues to turn until it will then match up with the next reflective panel.
So hitting that middle panel again essentially brings it straight. The beam shoots straight past this final panel here, which then bounces to the final white panel. At this, the lantern shuts off, and a ball of white light emerges from the pedestal.
Good.
And hovers down the central chamber.
Good. Well done, Amrakai.
I'm glad you were doing that, Enrique, because I was lost.
We basically had to guide the light, but it was an irritating little puzzle. Still, it's done now. Let's move on.
Yeah, we move on, and as I kind of pass Enrikai as we move on, and I just gonna give him another. Well done. Tap on the shoulder. Next one.
Enrikai nods.
Okay. So you heading back into the central chamber, just moving round the.
We're continuing on our left. We go left to every chamber.
Is there any way at all that you could use some sort of lucky feat to try and wake up Erevan?
I'm afraid not.
There's nothing that couldn't slap him or shake him away?
I'll tell you what. You can sacrifice a lucky point.
Yeah.
And I will give you a clue.
You do have an inspiration as well.
No, I don't.
A
I
clue?
used it.
No,
Because they don't
you have
snap.
what you replaced. You still have one. You just haven't used it yet.
No, I thought I used it already.
You two have both got an
No, we've both got an inspiration point.
You have got an inspiration point.
It's just that the second inspiration point that you got replaced the original you had.
Yeah, because you can only have one.
So you still do have an
Can I use some
inspiration.
sort of inspiration to wake Erevan up?
It's controversial.
Yeah. It's too controversial, I'm afraid.
Too controversial.
I will allow. I'll tell you
It's
what.
an inspiration
I will
point.
allow you. You can use the inspiration, and I will give you a clue. To rather than you.
A clue to what?
A clue to something that may assist you.
Okay, yeah, right, let's do that. I use
suppose
it.
he gets some inspiration.
Yeah, you get some inspiration thinking about it.
So, just, let's help him out. Let's do it.
Nothing that you have done.
You haven't consulted with Amrakai on this, though.
Why would I?
Exactly. Why?
You keep your inspiration yourself.
Nothing that you've done thus far has indicated that the pedestals could not be activated again in addition to their associated effects.
I get it. But I don't know this. You don't.
No, you don't.
I don't get it. Damn it.
Oh God.
Do you get it?
I get it.
Shall I say it again?
There's nothing that...
You've done so far
Yeah.
that has given you any indication that pressing the pedestals again
Mm-hmm.
will not repeat the puzzle or their associated effects.
Right, so if we took Erevan back into the poison room and we pressed it again...
That's what I thought. Turn the thing upside down.
we turn it upside down, it might bring him back to life and we can try it again.
I don't want to give you any more ideas, but you're on the right lines. It's just the wrong room.
Yeah.
Maybe not the poison room, that was crazy. What other room? Okay, what are the other rooms?
Okay,
you've been
the rooms that you've
in?
done-
Remember, this is over 2 sessions, right?
Sure. So you've done the compass room where you had to navigate through the fog.
I mean,
There was the,
metaphorically, we could be moving him through the fog of death.
there was the
That's
key,
fine.
There's the key room that you haven't solved yet.
Well, that's obviously not helpful.
The scale room where you haven't solved yet.
Yeah, well, we could give him some fruit.
The harp room where you healed. No, I'm still not getting it.
No, it's obviously not that one. Of course, we take him to the harp room. We're going to take him to the harp room! Alright, cool. So, as we're moving to this last room...
Yeah, Abracai's moving on whilst you're working all of this out.
Yeah, so essentially...
Basically,
you
you're
can see-
walking along, you have
Yeah, and I suddenly just go...
Yeah. Abracai sort of stops, he realises there's no footsteps behind him.
Wait,
What is it?
For what?
the harp room.
What
Healed
was it?
us.
We've done it.
It healed us.
Yes, so
Perhaps we could use it to heal Erevan.
there's nothing that indicates that we can use to activate that pedestal.
But there's
again.
nothing that doesn't.
So you wish to go back,
Just remember, I'm a merciful DM.
drag the scrawny scholar into the harp room and try and activate the pedestal again. Is that
And
what you're saying?
serenade him to life. Yes, I do.
Fine, go ahead. I'll wait here.
Okay.
Do you need help
Perhaps
carrying him?
if it heals everyone, perhaps you should come as well.
Then Abracai looks up. Yes, perhaps I should. Follows you.
That is the best inspiration point I think I've ever spent.
Yeah, it's a good idea, that.
So I drag the withered body of Erevan, the Tide Wielder.
One was withered and scrawny.
I don't know.
Not raisin.
I just... I'm a grape, damn it! I'm a beautiful grape! You can turn me into wine if you want it!
Oh dear.
I just grab Erevan then.
Sure.
Grab him in there and we take it in. Alright, so once everyone's in there, I press it again.
Yep. The light strings light up once more.
Yeah, so I climb up and I play my song based on
Yeah.
the murals.
Yeah. And again, at this, a ball of light sort of floats up and then sinks back into the pedestal. But you do all feel that surge of energy and restore 2d6 hit.
Yes.
Have no fear. I, as a DM, remember my kindnesses.
I rolled a 6 and a 3, that's 9!
Yeah, no offence, but could we not just, rather than rolling this, just activate the pedestal again?
This is an excellent idea, and maybe quite important to do so.
Yeah. So and basically Amrakai continues to activate that pedestal until he feels completely refreshed.
You may all restore all of your hit points.
Oh! 21, baby!
Now we're using our brains!
So Erevan.
I mean, I was going to say that, but for dramatic effect.
No, you weren't.
Yes, I was. Yes, I was. I was going to go, I feel good. Well, if it worked once, it worked twice. So Erevan wakes up. Inspiration point used. Well, that's okay.
Does he gain another inspiration
He
point?
does not gain another.
But that was so inspired.
Has anyone got a rubber?
I wonder why.
Yeah,
Nope.
No, I'm afraid I don't.
I'll
I
continue
know,
to cross
I'll
things
fall
out. Okay.
Okay.
So, you have one more room to explore that you haven't explored thus far. Okay. Is that where you wish to head, or do you wish to head to any of the rooms that you haven't
No.
solved yet?
No, continue on to the room.
Okay. As you pass through the corridor,
Feeling good.
you are all feeling good.
Yeah.
The voice returns. Zakar, a brutal and unforgiving man, as much as he looks. War is ever changing. New foes emerge to the fore, battlefields shift, and only those that adapt will survive. As you enter the room, you see the statue, large, hulking brute of a man, shaved head and a scar running over one eye. He's wielding a two-handed greatsword, its pommel affixed to a chain that entwines around his wrist and forearm.
I'll go to the pedestal and put my hand down.
White slab stones slam shut on the doors behind you, and you feel the ground shift. I'm going to need you all to roll for initiative.
Oh!
As this happens, Griffin just looks over at Erevan and goes, "You're welcome."
So,
Initiatives.
Initiative.
okay, and okay, cool.
Cool.
Hmm?
I roll a 7 plus 6 is 13.
I rolled an 18 plus Dex, which is 2. That makes 20.
Okay.
Well, an 8 plus 2, 10.
10.
Well, a natural 20 plus 1 is 21.
Oh my god!
He is back, people.
So,
And Erevan looks towards Griffin and says, "Allow me to return the favour."
so you rolled a natural 20, and you won, so 21. Luco, you rolled a
And 18 plus 2.
18 plus 2, so that's 20. Griffin, you rolled a
I rolled a 13.
13.
I can't remember exactly.
That's
a 7
fine.
plus 6.
You rolled a 10 total, yes?
I'm on 10 total, yes.
10 total, so 9 of the dice. Cool. Alright, well, I'm going to set up a battle grid, and then we will make a slight revelation. So, initiative is rolled, the doors have slammed shut behind you, the room shuddering, and just beyond the path of the statue, a wall begins to open on this side, and from within,
Oh god.
Yeah! No!
Construct.
No, I hate constructs!
Now, underfoot you feel that the platforms that you're standing upon, these tiles, this ground, begins to shudder and move. But for now, Erevan, it is your turn.
Me first?
You are first.
Oh, he's come back from the dead. Right. Okay.
well, this is a problem.
Yeah. I'm glad I brought him back, really.
Okay, what we're going to do, Erevan is going to spread himself out this way. 1, 2, 3, over to the wall.
Okay.
As he runs over, away from the party, he shouts, "I will slow him down, spread out!" With Augur, he flicks the blade forwards, and an Eldritch Blast comes raking up the ground in front of it.
Or not.
I'm terribly sorry. He's come back from the dead. That's a 15 plus 3, that is 18.
That's a hit.
Yes, it is. Excellent. So, on a D8.
D10.
On a D10. Doing all the dice right. That is this plus my charisma?
No, it's not.
It's plus my proficiency.
It's plus nothing.
Plus nothing. What about...
It's plus nothing.
So that's 8 wounds.
Okay.
And he is slowed by 10 feet.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
So as, yes, it reaches across the ground, encircling its legs, and rakes upwards, causing the damage. And as that disperses, he shouts to the rest of the team, "He is now slowed!"
Okay. As you do this, it impacts the construct. The singing of crystal glass as he looks over towards you. Another shudder passes through the ground as parts of the floor fall away, revealing an inky blackness below.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
I'm not done.
What's with all this tide stuff here?
Everyone's like, "Embrace it! It's okay!"
It'll be fine, trust me.
Wow.
Luco, it's your turn.
Okay.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, right, that was your turn, right, okay. Cool.
See?
That's messed up. What happens if we're standing in one of those squares and it disappears?
Well, then one of the void below will...
Maybe those elves will come out and stab everyone. Erevan.
Oh, we go to visit Erevan's lovely home where his auger comes from, no doubt.
So I'm going to take my turn. 1, 2, 3,
I'll fight alongside
10,
you
15,
guys.
20, 25, 30, I'm out of range. Damn it. Okay. So I'm going to take... Yeah, okay, I thought you were going to just say something.
No.
So I'm going to take my maximum move, which gets me to 1, 2, 5, 10, 20, 25, 30. There.
To that one.
Yep.
Okay.
Does that put me... No, that doesn't put me in contact with him, so I can...
It would across the gap.
Uh-huh.
That's where you want to go.
Yes.
Yes, okay, sweet, I'll do that.
Okay, proceed.
Is that the statue plinth in the middle of the room?
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Could I possibly, like, leap across it?
So
Or would that take up...
that will be difficult terrain at that point, so it will half your move for every square that you go over it.
Well,
So
I
it'd
don't wanna do
be
that.
5 foot, 15 foot, 25 foot, it'll put you there.
No, okay, I don't want to do that. So I'll do what I can't reach my model, but that's right. I'll do what I say. I end up here.
Okay.
Yeah. So he screams across the room. I won't do reckless because he's going to have an advantage against me, and I don't want that. No, I don't want that at all. So he screams across the room. He tries to be as nimble as he can on these uneven panels.
So you move in there, yeah?
Yep.
Okay.
He takes out his spear and down on one of his ankles to see if he can snap it off and make it fall over.
Okay. Proceed.
Not yet.
Okay.
Yeah. I roll a 19.
That's a hit.
Yep.
Nice.
Yeah. I'm using both hands, of course.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. That's a... Damn, I rolled a 1. Plus 3, which makes it 4.
Alright, 4 points of damage.
Yeah.
And this.
What?
Whoa! Whoa! You can't do that.
You just did it.
Good
Griffin,
lord.
it's your turn.
Alright, so Griffin is going to dash.
Okay.
So he is going to go over the top
Sure.
Yeah.
of that.
Okay, so it'd be 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. That should be enough, shouldn't it? Yeah.
Yeah,
So
should be plenty.
5, 10, 20, 30, 35, 40. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you've got another 20 feet of movement.
So he literally leaps up and kind of skywalks over the top of this statue that's in the way. Leaps off the top, comes down, throws his rapier before him, and then comes screaming after it. And as it sticks into the construct, He lands with his foot on it and kicks it in, pulls it out, flips back and lands on the ground. But it's already dead, so it doesn't matter. So there's no advantage here because someone didn't berserk, but that's fine. Doesn't matter! It's a critical!
Nice. Okay, so this will be a heinous amount of damage.
4d6 plus 2d8.
What? Because you double all the damage dice.
Shut up!
May I?
Go for it. Shut up!
So he is getting sneak attack because he does have an ally within 5 foot, because essentially the construct is a large creature.
So it takes some
ridiculous.
Okay, so
Oh my god.
let's see. Alright, yeah! Okay, so I rolled a 5, a 2, a 2, a 3, and a 4. It could have been a lot worse, but I still do 10, 15, 19, 21, plus my dex is 24. Do I add proficiency in there
No,
as
you
well?
don't.
So 24 wins. It's fine. Huh?
Just casually.
That was immense! So he did exactly what it could crack, and as he bounced off, he pulls.
That description is exactly what happened.
Yeah,
it is exactly
just lands
what
on the ground.
My, that's
Yes, Griffin!
Anything else that you would like to do?
He might just move back a couple.
And then he walks out and then he goes away.
Just get in here. That's about as far as he can move, right?
Okay.
I think at that moment, because Luco sees this, he would just go,
Brilliant. Okay.
that's just,
War.
Oh, there's not many left.
I can't even make it to him anymore.
It is now this creature's turn.
Yes.
It stands there, begins to step forward, looks across the void, holds the swords out in a cross before him. At this,
good lord.
Oi.
Whoa.
and that one could
That's amazing.
I'm so dead. And this one, I'm beyond dead.
This is pretty cool.
Right.
Alright.
Amrakai, it's your turn.
Okay, alright. Well, Amrakai's seeing all the shifting landscape around him, and everyone else has sort of gone into the fray. The reason why he stayed behind is, again, he raises his sword to his face, takes a form, and then starts to stalk forward. But that counts as 10 feet, is that correct?
Yeah, so that would be
So
difficult to
I've
get over there.
Right, so 5, another 10, so I've moved 15.
Yeah, it's
20,
a slight
25,
leap that
30
you would
feet.
make, but it would otherwise be fine for you to get over that.
And Rakai ends up around here.
Okay.
And he sees now Griffin and Luco and the construct.
Yeah.
Sees the horror of the construct past, because he's now gone round the statue. And that is it, that is his turn.
Okay. And then...
We're running out of ground here.
Aravan, it's your turn.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow, really are running out. Cool. So I can jump diagonally from one square to another, right?
Yes, you can, yeah. It will cost you 10 feet of movement.
That's fine.
As essentially it will be difficult terrain to assume that you're going, this is a really slight gap, I'm going to be careful jumping over this because I have no idea what's in the void below.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So Erevan is going to move over here.
Okay.
As he comes to a halt, he holds his gauntlet out, stretched. Where is it? The thing that I'm thinking of. Yes. Holds out his hands, and he turns his hand into a fist, and then just sort of flings his fingers out towards the construct, casting True Strike.
which is my full action for this turn.
Okay. Cool.
The statue descends into shadow,
Oh, no way.
and then the shadow.
I thought about holding on to that.
Luca, it's your turn.
Oh my god.
You're gonna have to leap across there, mate.
Yeah. I'm kind of afraid to, but yeah.
Do it.
So jumping
Yeah.
will, if you are making a, so essentially if you're making a jump, you can jump up to your strength score, not your strength modifier. So what's your strength?
Strength total is 17.
17. So you can jump 17 feet.
Oh.
Wow.
That's provided you have a 10-foot run up.
He's got a 10-foot run up.
The entire square is 10 foot by 10 foot. So he would need to run, he would need to go a square, and jump. So standing still, I believe it will half your jump, at which point you will need to make an athletics check in order to make up for the extra distance. Yes, so the rule, so long jump. When you make a long jump, you cover a number of feet up to your strength score if you move at least 10 feet on foot immediately before the jump. When you make a standing long jump, you leap half that distance. And each foot that you clear on the jump costs a foot of movement. You can make a longer jump, but I will require a athletics check.
So, that 10 feet of run up.
It's got to be square, like so 5 foot, 10 foot jump. Where you currently are,
Yeah.
even if you went here, you'd be 5 foot, not enough.
What if I was to go in a circle, like a doosh, 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 whoa, like that?
No, it's
No?
a straight line.
It has to be straight line. I can't do that.
So you can jump it, but
Yep.
you would only be travelling 8 foot.
Yep.
And then I would need you to make a athletics check, which I will determine and not tell you what you need. Basically.
Right, there's nothing for it. Okay.
You gonna do it?
Yes!
Need to make an
Of course
athletics
I'm gonna do
check.
it. This is how heroes are made!
Right.
So you go for an athletics check.
Yeah. What's it against?
I'm not going to tell you.
Oh, you're not going to tell me. Okay. You're going to decide. Wish me luck, everyone.
Roll 20.
Oh, where's it gone?
my God.
I don't know.
Oh my God.
There it is.
What did you do?
We're on a 12.
Oh, you're
12.
on 12.
It's over there.
Thank you.
Just roll.
Hey, come on. Hey, this guy.
So you rolled a 12. Any athletics or strength bonuses?
Athletics, strength, only on saving throws. No.
You've got no +3 strength or +2 for athletics at all?
Oh wait, +2 to athletics. Sorry, I didn't see it
Yeah.
before. Yep, +2
Any
athletics.
strength bonuses at all?
On the saving throws, be 2, +2.
What's your strength modifier?
Huh?
How long have we been playing this game?
Okay, so I got +3,
Yeah.
+2 is in athletics,
Cool.
which makes 15. 5 plus 12 is 17.
Got there in the end. You can make it. We did it. So you've moved here.
Yep.
You've made this leap across here.
Nice.
That is your movement, though.
That's okay. And that's my full action, or
No, you can attack, but that's your movement.
Okay,
So that's
great.
part of your movement,
Yeah,
basically.
right.
You don't need to use an action to jump.
No.
It's just done as part of your movement, but that's used up essentially all of your.
Oh, I'm feeling very stressed.
Good.
Me too!
Good.
Cool.
Kill it!
You may make an attack.
I make an attack. Yes. And you do see their eyes light up red.
Yes! Yes!
Yeah. Quite simply, he leaps directly into the middle of its torso, right into the middle, trying to shatter it. Come on, baby. I rolled an 18.
Yeah. That'll hit.
That'll hit it.
That'll do, pig.
Right. Could be pig. Okay. Oh, there it is.
It's the key that called me Mr. Pig.
Right. D8 +3 +2.
You are correct.
That is a 4. +3 +2.
It's 9.
That's 9. Thank you.
That's right.
Alright, cool. Griffin, it's your turn.
So Griffin's landed like this. He looks up and he sees this like crack down the contract going, and he goes again. Charges forward. He's going to go around, so you don't get an attack of opportunity against me. Metagaming.
So where are you going exactly?
We just moves one across.
So you're going to there, yeah?
Sure.
Okay, cool.
Is that hang on? Is there room to go there?
In that square that you're currently in, bear in mind, so this is a large creature. It occupies 10 foot by 10 foot. So as soon as you walk there, he makes an attack against you because he's in his...
Okay. Sounds a little
like
bit like
cheating,
cheating, but
Is
that's
he
fine.
able to just attack from where he stands then without moving?
Yeah, because if I'm there and he takes a 10-foot radius,
Yeah.
can I just not move in there and
And then
just
just attack
from there?
anyway.
Like,
So,
do you
I
want
was-
to
You
attack
threaten
melee
him,
from...
does he not
So,
threaten you
I
at the
was
same
here.
time?
Right?
Well, I completely forgot to do it against Luco, so I'll do that on Luco as well.
What?
Oh, wow, what happened?
No,
What's happened?
just do it on Griffin. Just do it on Griffin. Do it on anyone.
I'm doing it now.
Oh, he's doing it on both of us.
Oh God.
Doesn't matter, he rolled horribly for both.
Yes.
So it's utterly irrelevant.
Good. Right, now I have advantage because of his berserk.
Yeah, you're next to Luco, yep.
So I'm gonna roll. I'm gonna do this differently. I'm gonna roll first to see what I get here.
Okay.
I'm gonna do it backward.
You've got 2d20 picking the highest.
Yep. So I rolled a 13 plus my dexterity is 50.
Yeah.
And I have a proficiency in that. Doesn't that make it 17?
It does indeed hit.
Yes, excellent. So this is a sneak attack. So what happens is, so he's seen this crack goes down its chest. So he rolls around. So the berserk, you've just stabbed him in the chest. And as you pull out, I like to think he sees almost like this glowing ember in there, which looks like its soul or its heart.
Yeah.
And Griffin just goes, kind of like what Fulgrim does to that
Yeah,
wraith.
to the Wraith Lord.
Yeah,
Horrific.
yeah. And I send you to Slanesh. Now that's way too many dice.
Yeah.
Is it though? Is it? It sounds about right.
That's a very good roll. I do 8. So I roll a 4, and a 7. So that's 8. 15 plus my dexterity. That's 18 wounds.
Have you done about 45 points of damage now?
It's pretty close, yeah.
Cool.
Is it still alive?
Into its
Oh
heart.
yeah, it's showing no signs of stopping.
And I
Unlike
send
the one
it back
that
to the
you-
warp.
Unlike the one that you saw in the temple, which moved stutteringly and slowly, this one's
Oh, wow.
Very good. And then I just fancy
Oh,
footwork
wow.
to there.
Okay, cool.
That's horrible. I don't like it at all. Okay, very good.
It's still alive.
Very much so.
Oh yeah, it's not slowing down at all.
as you sort of puncture it and you pull your blade out and sort of step away, it just brings its blades down across Luco. One you parry aside, the other one catches you, and you will take 10 points of damage. It's slashing, so it's halved because you're raging, so you have resistance.
Okay.
So he takes what? 10
Fine.
after the
No, he takes 10, which is then reduced to 5.
Right.
Amrakai, it's your turn.
Right, so Amrakai's down in his position with his sword. He realises that the ground just falls away into this void. Amrakai brings and this is a massive claymore-sized weapon. He brings it into a rear grip, holds it across his back, takes a step back, just for description purposes, and then starts to run. Hops,
Yes, 10-foot runner.
skips.
Okay. So what's your strength score?
Unfortunately, I can't leap over this person, can I?
You can basically land on where he is, and then sort of.
I can't do that, can I?
Yeah, because you're not going to end your move in his. So
It's
you're
my point.
you're moving. Right, so you've made a 10-inch move.
Yeah, I've got the 10-inch runner.
You've got a 10-foot move. What's your strength?
Bonus is +3. Or do you want my actual strength?
Your overall strength.
Sorry, forgive me. We're looking at strength 16.
Okay, so you can leap 16 foot because you've made
3 squares.
Yeah, you can go 3 squares. So you can go
5,
there,
10, 15.
there.
Yeah, so I can't. The problem is I can't leap over him, and does that end my movement?
Make an acrobatics check.
Why can't you go on the other square?
I can't land on the monster.
No, can you not go the other side of Luco?
What, you mean here?
No, to Luco's right.
No, it's too far.
It's too far.
Too far. Okay.
Yeah, I'm not allowed to jump that far. So an acrobatics
so you went
as opposed to
here,
an
didn't you?
athletics.
So you went 10. Yeah. Sorry?
Acrobatics as opposed to athletics.
Acrobatics, yeah. To essentially.
I don't have that as a proficiency.
Do you roll and land on your feet, basically?
Understood. On the roll of a 19, yes, I do.
You have another. So you've gone 10, 15. Yeah. You land on your feet, weapon ready.
Yeah.
But that is unfortunately your move.
Okay.
Still pretty sweet. That was pretty sweet.
Yeah, that was awesome.
I just jumped and landed.
Yeah, but you didn't land in the in the evil place.
That's true. I did land in the evil place.
Yeah.
So it's true. So Amakai lands, takes a knee, and he's got his sword in a reverse grip. That's it.
All right, cool.
Right. Based on how close Amrakai is now, Erevan is going to run forwards, skidding along the ground with Augur in his hand. In both hands, Mike, in both of his hands, he's going to slice.
Is it in both hands?
It's in both hands.
It's in both
He's
hands.
going to slice through the knee of the construct and bring it down to his other knee and take his head off. Well, I know why I'm rolling here. Oh, it's a 2. God damn it. That's why I'm not rolling there.
So you moved to where? To here? To there? Where did you move exactly?
There.
To there. Cool. You know you have advantage because it's within range.
Oh, I've got advantage because I got True Strike off. I'm going to roll it again. It's a 7.
Still misses.
But...
So 2 and a 7 is right.
It's a classic.
Good.
Good.
Try to be nice and not use my powers and you'll don't miss.
Cool.
Well done, Beard. Well done.
Bye.
Whoa.
Oh, yikes.
Luca, it's your turn.
Right.
Look, precariously close there.
Yeah.
That's not ideal.
I can't actually physically hit it. That's the thing.
Good Lord. Okay. So Luco charges in again. Eyes still blood red. He jumps and kind of comes through down on like his upper leg. That. Come on.
Critical, come on!
Oh, almost. I rolled a 19.
Oh.
It is a hit.
Oh, that is a hit. Good. Come on. I rolled a 7. That makes it 12 in total. With all the Baroness says.
Cool.
Still standing. Still going strong. His spear scratches at it, bounces off of it, whatever have you. Sadly not enough.
Wow.
Griffin?
Should have critical.
Right, so you've just slammed it in the side.
Yeah.
So this thing moves, like it continues to move around. Griffin's like, "Ugh." And as he moves, he kind of like it almost drops him down low, and then so while down there, he decides to use his weight to his advantage. So as it's coming around, he waits, and as it lands next to him, he just goes whooshing and rises up and does like a Haryuken up through the construct. I will get advantage.
Yes, you will.
Yep.
That's a 17, so that's a hit.
It is a hit.
Haryuken! Okay, it's not. It's so I roll a 3, a 3, and a 3. Plus my dexterity. Plus, by the way, it's still 14 wounds. Haryuken.
Your bad roll is
Your bad roll is better than mine.
your bad roll is better than my maximum.
A 3, a 3, a 3, and
Plus
your
my
dexterity
dexterity.
a 3.
3.
So 12, mate.
It's 12. Oh, not plus proficiency, of course, yeah.
What?
It's
Okay.
12.
Still 12. 12 points of
12.
damage.
Cool.
Okay, excellent. I mean, this is...
He's still going.
Does it look damaged?
Doesn't look damaged at all.
Okay. This is clearly stronger.
Anything else?
So I thought about it, and I'm not entirely sure I can do anything else because of where we are. I can free move through those guys. Is that right?
You can free move through them, yes.
You could
Well-
You could step next to me.
I'm going to step next to Enrikai
Yeah,
then,
good idea.
Okay.
because while I'm hot with the damage, if I get hit, I die.
Okay. Cool.
Move like a butterfly, sting like a bee. That's the...
The creature turns towards Luco, turns towards Erevan on his side, lashes out at Luco, reverse grips it, stabs it behind him towards Erevan.
Hey, you know.
Whoa.
Yeah, you both get hit. Erevan, you will be taking 11 points of damage. Luco, you will be taking
Okay.
11 points of damage.
Crikey.
That's before resistance.
Of course. So it rounds up. So that becomes.
It'd be 6.
6, yes. 6.
Anrika, your turn.
Right. Okay.
You can deal with this.
You've still got like 100 wounds left.
That's,
So
that's
Anrakai has landed on this, this stone flooring. He's got his great sword held behind him in reverse grip. And then, of course, it starts to move out from underneath him. And he suddenly realises he's being brought closer towards the construct and the worldscape is shifting. As it moves, he uses the momentum to leap up in the air. Still got his blade reverse gripped. He leaps up in the air. He brings it round. Brings both hands on Elandir down on top of its crystalline head. And you're raging, is that correct?
Yep.
That's an advantage blow then, I
It
believe.
is, yeah.
I feel a critical here.
So do I.
Yeah.
Double 20, because one's not good enough. Okay, it's not a double 20, but it is a 17.
That's pretty good.
Plus
That's
my
pretty good.
strength bonus, which is 20, plus my proficiency, which is 22.
Very good.
Great. Right, so 2d6 damage.
Yep.
Picking... Right, a 6 and a 1. I can re-roll the 1s and 2s with Great
Yes, you
Weapon
can.
Fighting, just to let you guys know what I'm doing. So I do roll a 6 and a 5. That makes 11, plus my strength bonus, which is 3, making it 12, 13, 14 points of damage.
Nice.
Nice.
Very
Good
nice.
one.
So
Sword rings
it just-
out.
Its sparks come off of this crystal, and he lands at its feet.
Alright, cool. Erevan, your turn.
Okay, this might sound a little bit silly. Is there
I'm gonna arms of Hader.
Arms of Hader.
Is there
I
any-
jump into the blackness.
Is there anything I can do in terms of like jumping on him to try and push him off his platform?
Wow. You can. Where's my player handbook gone? What did I do? I put it down in front of me.
Because I want to do that.
Oh my goodness.
You want to knock it off into the void?
Yes.
Okay, so you can do.
Please catch me if I fall with it.
I already saved you once.
Well, Amrakai won't
Shoving
catch
a
you, but maybe
creature.
someone will.
Right. Using an attack action,
How
you can
big
make
are
a
those?
special melee attack to shove a creature, knock it prone, or push it away from you. If you're able to make multiple attacks with the attack action, this attack replaces one of them. So this is not something that you can currently do. You can do this, but you won't be able to attack or do anything else. Basically.
Okay.
The target must be no more than one size larger than you, which is it is. You're medium, it's large, and it's got to be within your reach. Instead of making an attack roll, you make a strength athletics check contested by the target's strength athletics or dexterity, which I get to choose. If you win, you push it 5 feet away from you.
If I push
Which
it
is
5 feet
off
away
into
from
the
me,
void.
it's dead.
It
don't.
will be on the edge, essentially. It won't be fully falling in.
Oh, because you need to push it 10 feet. Okay. He'll probably be
Is it
on
on
like
my-
one.
Yeah.
floor.
I'm going to try and do it.
Alright, make a strength athletics check, please.
Okay.
Are you strong?
Oh,
Just
my-
sitting there.
I just saw what he rolled.
Did you roll a good...
I rolled a natural 20. You're not beating me.
Oh no! You're going in the void.
No, so I imagine you sort of run up and like shoulder barge it, you just hit the floor, you bounce off.
Right. Put this dice
I mean,
down.
roll it just for
If
because
he
you'll
gets
get
an
a
natural
1.
20, surely he wins.
He does get a natural 20.
Oh, he must win! Cool. What's your strength bonus?
Oh, it's controversial.
1.
Yeah, mine's +4.
Ah!
Do you have athletics proficiency?
Yes.
No. He
No.
doesn't.
No.
I have persuasion.
You there! Walk off!
Try and use it on Chef.
Oh.
Yeah, so despite that epic roll, I did also roll quite epically. So, sadly not.
Damn. Okay.
Yeah, that's that.
Okay. Maybe someone that's strong should try and do it as well. Especially now you have a run up.
Luco, it's your turn.
Alright. Okay, so I've seen what Erevan tried to do. And obviously a light bulb went off in my mind.
Okay.
So he...
Don't do that.
I'm gonna try the same thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Go for it.
So he runs up and he tries to do this massive hip and shoulder.
Sure.
So, okay.
What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you?
I don't think I'm gonna win. I rolled a 9.
Yeah, you don't win.
Damn it!
Again, you go to do this and you just sort of impact upon
Yeah.
the construct. Nothing happens.
Ah.
Griffin, it's your turn.
Yeah.
So I believe you get to hit me.
Yes, you've moved into him when
Yes.
he's in his stance. What is that like?
Just gets to hit me.
A free attack.
But don't you get to hit him?
Well,
Give you
technically,
to
I
stay
should have been
still?
doing this on everyone, but he reminded me.
Oh.
We
So,
didn't
I'll do it on
move into
everyone.
him. I didn't move.
Yeah, you've got to. Yeah, the rules are you've got to move within 5 feet of it.
And he can only strike if he's within 5 feet of it, is that
Yeah.
right? Okay,
So I should
he's
have
just got
attacked
a
him on
longer
you.
reach.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Because you moved within 5 foot, so
Understood.
I missed on you anyway.
Okay.
And on Griffin, I do hit.
Great.
Yeah, you take 12 points of damage.
No!
As you sort of leap towards him, this sword just flicks out and then moves back into its stance. But then you can proceed with your move.
Right, I'm just trying to figure out how many wounds I've got left.
Forgetting the rules that I wrote for my own blooming monster.
Yeah. So I have
Those
9
basically got
wounds.
long
I have
limbs,
9
that's got
wounds
long
left.
reach.
So
It's in a-
essentially,
Defensive.
Griffin flies through the air for some sort of killing blow, gets hit mid-air, spins, all this blood just goes, whoosh, and he kind of lands on his knees. Can I still attack?
You can still attack, yeah.
Yeah, so he again uses that momentum as he spins around and he puts his hand on the hilt and spins around just whoosh, and just pierces the blade right through his knee. Because this is how he killed the last one.
It's a kill stroke.
So, I've still got advantage here, I believe.
Yep.
It's a kill stroke.
That's a critical!
Yes!
Destroy it! Straight through. All this energy starts out of it. And then... Oh, this is so gross. Okay, that's a very good roll.
My
I roll a 5, a 4, a 4, a 6, a 7, and a 4. So that's...
You can add that up, I'm not adding it
Yeah,
up.
no, that's fine. So that's 12, 18, 25, 30, plus my dexterity is 33.
What?
Did I do that math right? 12 plus 6 is 18, plus 7 is 25, 30, yeah, that's 33 wings.
Cool. As you do so, a crack does indeed appear.
Does it?
No way.
A crack, eh?
As
It begins to...
It's still standing.
It's like you hear it just go, ow.
Anything else? It's a good idea.
I hit you, you cannot hit me.
It's a good idea. Alright.
Run away! Brave Sir Griffin.
At this,
That's epic.
the creature moves its swords from the X-blade in front of it Erevan, Luco, and Arakai, can you all make a dexterity saving throw, please?
Yes, sir.
Remember, you will have advantage on this because it's a dex saving throw that you can clearly see.
Good thing too. So 11 plus dex 2. Yeah. So that's 13.
Okay, cool.
Now you fall to your death.
I also roll an 11.
Yep.
Plus 2, so 13.
Advantage though.
I don't have advantage.
No, he doesn't
He's got
get
a special
advantage.
ability for
It's his special ability.
Yeah.
And
Advantage.
Erevan,
Danger zone.
you don't get advantage.
12 plus 13.
Alright, cool. You will all be taking a total of 8 points of slashing damage.
Sorry, I actually rolled a 12, not a 13 in total.
You will still be taking 8
I still
points
want
of
to cheat you
slashing
out, but
damage,
yeah.
Slashing.
8 points, okay.
which you will halve.
Yes, thank you. So it was 8.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Half
which is
of
4.
that is. Yeah, that's meant. Well, sometimes you don't know, so you know.
Anrakai, it is your turn.
Okay. Right. Oh, hold on. Yes. Okay. Right. Anrakai is as this blade, this cross flurry of blades comes out from this construct. Because Anrakai is sort of in this blade form mode, like he still had his sword in his reverse, he flipped it around, smashed its crystalline head, then landed back down with the swords across him like this, but this is like a claymore sized weapon. As the cross blades come in, he starts blocking them, and there's like sparks fly as there's this parry of blades. For a moment you see a flicker of a purple glow from the hilt of Anrakai's sword. Spins his blade round, and as he spins, he basically spins. He's got his back towards the construct as he's been defending with all of this with his sword. He spins and drives it to the reverse, and it smashes into its soul. Its spirit stone, if you like, as you aptly described, Fulgrim destroying.
Yes.
You are raging, so I get advantage again.
Yeah.
Critical. Thank you.
Nice.
Very much.
Oh, 3 criticals in this single combat! Oh my god!
Incidentally, it was a 20 and a 19,
Very
so that's
cool.
my critical range on both counts.
Yeah!
So this is 4d6.
4d6, and you get to reroll any 1s and 2s.
That's right. So the first 2d6. Right, reroll the 2.
Sure.
So I've got a 5 and a 4, so 9 points.
Yep.
Plus reroll the 1. Okay, so 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 points plus 3, so 16 points of damage.
Please describe what happens to this.
Wait, it's dead?
It's dead.
Oh wow, I wasn't expecting that. So literally as Anrakai parries all of its blades, he gets nicked on the side, but you notice that he wasn't badly wounded by it, despite this thing hitting so hard. And as he finally blocks the last one, spins, drives it into its torso, and then he twists the blade. As it comes out, this is horrible sort of cracking sound, but it's like this psychic scream. And the stone starts to go black, and then the construct sort of implodes and falls in on itself. And Anrakai just stands there holding his blade, looking back towards the construct, Luco and Griffin.
The moment that you do that and the construct hits the floor, the panels
Reset.
and the room returns to normal.
Thank goodness.
And as the pedestal emits a ball of white light, which flies off towards the central chamber.
We did it.
Close. So I believe we have how many chambers left to solve?
So there's the one with the scales and the one with the key that you have yet to solve.
So as Griffin's got like this hideous gash across him.
How badly wounded are you?
He's on 9 wounds, so
Okay.
like he's about half.
Could be worse.
He
Yeah.
could be worse, but like he kind of looks at you and goes, "You saw the target. Good.
I got there in the end. But you did the majority of the work.
It was teamwork and finished this. And also, it's not me, it's this. And he's kind of balancing the blade. Nothing is stronger. I've never come across a blade like it.
Yeah, he sort of regards your weapon. You see him sort of gently grip the hilt of Valandir, but he doesn't say anything.
Luca, in response to that, just says, I had never seen anything like it. Amazing.
Even something crafted by the ether does not stand up to that. It is quite remarkable.
There are two twin peaks which guard the way into Excellion. Their names are long forgotten, but we now call them the Tits. It is said that from the heart of one of these peaks, most likely the right, although the scholars argue, from the heart was a mineral that this was built from. And that is where the Dawn of Hainault was forged. In my hand I hold the heart of a mountain, and with it I administer its justice.
Inspiring. Truly, we carry special weapons.
Does the tide lie in that weapon?
It may. But I am no tide wielder.
No, I am aware of that.
But if the tide runs through all, I am certain that in the heart of a mountain it would pool, and this mineral, well, to make a blade such as this, how could it not?
No one could argue with that.
At that, Griffin goes, puts it back into its cane.
Luco to the group, you see him kind of raise half a smile as well, and hearing this, because it's almost like he feels inspired by what he's just seen, both with Anrakai and with Griffin. He says, come, we have yet more puzzles to solve. Let's do this.
Yeah, Amakai sheaths Alindir and goes back to the main chamber.
Okay. So you enter the main chamber, you have two more rooms, as I say, to explore. The one with the man with the key, and the one with the man with the scales.
So which one next?
Shall we go back to the scales? I believe that was the one with the magic. Now that you're awake, hopefully you can do something.
Hopefully I can, yes, get this one solved.
So the scales was the one with the fruit in it. The key was the one that spoke about the spells.
Right.
Then I say exactly the same thing, but I'm obviously talking about the key.
Yeah.
So we go to the key chamber.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
When we re-enter it, because it's our second time,
Mm-hmm.
it speaks of a simple spell, which you did on the pedestal. What if we're thinking about it wrong?
What if it's not the pedestal that needs the magic, the spell?
Right. What if it's the statue?
Stand back. Erevan will cast Mage Hand onto the statue.
Okay. Is your gauntlet coming off at this point?
Yes.
Okay. So your gauntlet floats towards the statue.
Mm-hmm.
As it does so, it sort of hovers in place, and almost outside of your control, it moves towards the key and floats around the key.
Can I grab it?
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Hang on, wasn't the key part of the stone sculpture?
Yes. It's
Right.
hanging. It's essentially part of the statue hanging.
Yeah.
Sort of down like this. Your gauntleted gauntlet. Your gauntleted gauntlet. Your gauntlet moves around towards the key, and exerting your will over it, it clasps around it. The key flashes with a brilliant white light and then cuts out as a small ball of light emerges from the pedestal
Yeah.
Very good.
and floats down towards the chamber.
That was so much easier.
So you have one more thing to do.
The fruit.
Yes.
So as we enter that room, I'm not eating it again.
Really?
Or should you?
Describe the room for us again, just so we're
So
completely
the room has in the centre a man, short cropped hair, leaning upon a simple bastard sword. Before him he holds a set of scales outstretched. There's bushels of fruit growing from vases set in the four corners of the room, and the vines of the plants are spilling over the rim, crawling up the walls.
I'd like to go and grab some of the fruit and put it on the scales.
I was thinking exactly the same thing.
We're going to look really stupid if that's not worked.
Huh?
We're both going to look quite stupid if that's not worked.
Yeah.
Okay, so you grab.
You all die.
How much fruit do you grab?
The right amount.
You can have an inspiration.
No, you can die. Yeah. So approaching each vase, there's these odd fruits growing from them. They're kind of like a strange mix between a pear and an aubergine.
I'll grab one that's clearly much heavier than the other one, and sort of put them on the corresponding scales as if to balance the scales.
Okay. As you place one of the fruits on the scales, the scale does. You place the other one on the other one, yes?
Yeah.
Okay. It sort of.
Balance them.
Luco goes and grabs something slightly smaller
Mhm.
and places it on the one to lower it.
Okay.
If you know what I mean.
So it moves.
Ah, damn it. He'll go to grab something else if anyone else wants to join in.
Yeah, Ambrakai will say balance. He says again, balance it.
Okay, right.
What was the riddle again?
Vakalas can be both harsh yet caring, like the wild itself. Nature's judgment is brutal but fair, for even the small and the weak will bring balance to the strong, as all are part of the cycle.
I think that we all need to place a piece of fruit on these scales to try and balance it out. Obviously, we have the small and the weak, and then we have the rest of us.
Okay.
So, I place a piece of fruit on the scale.
The fruit dissolves and disintegrates into ash, but a white light comes from the pedestal and shoots off towards the central chamber.
We've done it.
Very good.
I jest, Erevan. Please don't be upset.
I'm not upset.
Good.
It's fine. I understand. Very fun.
We can't all be strong.
Okay. So, what now, gentlemen?
Go
Go
back to the main
chamber.
Yeah.
So, as you enter the main chamber,
It's incredible how easy that seemed looking on it
Yeah,
again.
yeah.
That was insane.
Yeah.
Sorry, I
So
just had to
it's
say
good
that.
to just
You ate a
get
piece of
back
rotten
from
fruit.
Yeah, I ate fruit and spattered on a pedestal. Completely wrong. You couldn't get more wrong than that.
So, as you enter the main chamber, you can see that there is a white glow coming from the pedestal that you initially encountered to use to get down here. As you approach it, you see that 8 of the gems are lit. There is one more that is dimmed.
But we've done all 8 exits.
So you're all within the chamber now, yes?
Yeah.
Yeah, but there is a statue in this chamber as well.
There is, yes.
Right. Amrakai goes up to the pedestal now that 8 of the stones are lit, and then places his hand on that.
A white light emerges from the pedestal and just floats straight back down. The 9th gemstone alights, and the doors slam shut. The chamber begins to groan and shift once more, and the room descends once again.
Descends.
Oh, really?
It continues down for about 1 minute, and upon reaching the ground, there is but a single doorway, open. So you've entered this room this way, you've gone down into one, there's 8 chambers. As you come down to this second once again, the door is on this side.
What can we see through the door?
Through here, you can see it's a large corridor leading straight across, and it ends with what you can see. It's still lit like the rest of the chamber. You can see what looks like a purple cube of crystal and metal at the very end of the corridor. Now bear in mind this is about 100 feet away at this, so what you can see when you get closer, it gets bigger and bigger.
Right. And the guy starts to walk towards it.
Yeah. The guy just says nothing forward.
As you reach the end of this corridor, you find yourself in a vast cavern. On the opposite wall, you can see an obelisk, white stone, like the one you saw in the temple, jutting from the wall, glowing slightly. Before that, however, is this purple metal and crystal cube floating above this deep chasm, seemingly in midair, slowly rotating. And at the edge of this chasm is another pedestal.
And the guy goes to the pedestal. Is it the same reflective surface?
Yep.
He places his hand on it.
The crystal in the centre begins to sing, similar to the sound of the constructs that you heard previously. The metal begins to unfurl like a giant unnatural flower blooming in the springtime. It spans out widely, still slowly spinning. The edges are about 10 feet away from where you're standing, still across a gap, but not too far enough that you wouldn't have enough room to leap over. In the centre of this contraption sits a single black stone pedestal, and upon it what looks like a book.
Erebin says, I took a lot of damage in the last battle. Let me go up there, just in case there's any kind of feedback. You all are in a much better place to fight than me at the moment.
Okay. So you're going to leap across the chasm?
Mm-hmm. Before you do that, I say, I still have that rope. We could tie it around your waist in case you slip.
I think it's worthwhile.
I do that.
You tie the rope around, you make your running leap.
Yeah.
You manage to make it across onto this slowly rotating platform. Now, as I say, in the centre is a black pedestal, and upon it sits a book. It's bound in a fine black leather with gold filigree running around the outside of the rim. It looks quite ornate, old, and yet the pages, like they've never seen a day of dust in their life.
Okay. So there's no pedestal to press like in the other rooms?
No, the book is on this pedestal.
Right. I look back. Do I take the book?
Yes.
Okay, so grab it in my hand.
As you lift up the book, the platform begins to start furling and closing again.
Okay, I run very quickly back the other way.
Okay. Could you make a athletics check for me, please?
Mm-hmm.
Who's holding the rope?
Oh, that's actually a cocked dice. On a
Cocked dice on a d20 is always quite impressive.
Hey, it's a 2.
Okay, can you make that with advantage because you have this rope tied around you?
Yeah. 14.
Better.
Better.
Oh. Again, I'm a generous DM. As you sort of reach the lip of this device closing, you feel a tug on you, almost dragging you over the lip of it. And just as you hit the point, you make a jump towards the crevice, you can see that Griffin has yanked on the rope, at which point I'm assuming Luco and Arakai have just sort of come along and just grabbed it as well. But you make it back. You make it across the chasm, book in hand.
Amazing.
Read it.
So sort of cautiously opens the book to the first page. What do I see?
You feel a wave of power, extraordinary power. You've never felt this before. But the book is entirely blank.
Right, all the way through?
All the way through.
I've never felt anything quite like this before. This is remarkable. Can you feel it?
Yeah. Can I?
You can feel there's an aura of just something around this. Even those that aren't as attuned to the tide as Erevan may be, you can feel that there is power in this.
And there was no riddle when we came into this room, really.
I'm not sure what this means. But this must have some significance. This was guarded very heavily, but it's blank. There's nothing in here.
Maybe its meaning will become clearer later.
Maybe.
Maybe there's something else we need to do. I gather there's nothing else in the room of interest.
No.
Maybe we should head back and something will happen.
Yeah, and Rakai starts to walk back towards the lift room, for want of a better word.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Erevan's going to pocket it in his coat finner.
As you enter the chamber, the door slides down behind you as the last of you enters, and you hear the and it starts to rise. After about a minute, you can see the white slab doors of the hexagonal rooms just pass by you, and it continues up until eventually you reach the place where there was a single door that led you into the chamber.
What, right at the top?
Right to the top, yeah.
It's Erevan and Rakai breathes a sigh of relief. It seems that we've gotten out of this place, and he exits.
Yeah.
Same.
Yeah, so
So you begin to walk back up the passageway. You're coming to emerge from this place. Good. As you leave, you see 5 figures standing in the clearing before you.
Are we at the bottom of that pit now?
Yeah.
The quarry?
Mm-hmm.
5 figures?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
3 of them have helmets on, quite heavy armour, thick red cloaks. The armour is a pale alabaster white. Standing before them, with a knife held to the throat of a young red-haired girl, scorch marks across her face, her arms bound with this strange magical light, is a woman with pitch black hair, wearing white leather armour and a red sash running across it. Stay exactly where you are. You're being watched from above. She points above where you've entered. And you can see 2 more figures stood at either end of the quarry.
Shut the fuss.
Do not take that tongue with me, Anrakai. You can see the glint of light press closer to Joanna's neck.
Let her go.
Why? She cavorts with you. Why would we let her go?
She cavorts with no one. None of these people do.
Very well. Come with us then, and we will let you all go.
Where are you going? Where are you taking us?
I'm not taking you anywhere. I have no interest in you. I have no care of you. I just want him. And if you must know, I'm taking him home.
You'll try. Amakai puts a hand on his hilt. Let the others go.
I'm afraid you're in no position to bargain, Wildcaster.
And yet that is what you are. Very well. He will not comply. Kill them.
No! Amakai holds out his hand. Let them go! I'll come with you. I'll come with you.
Rakai, what are you doing?
Shut up! They'll kill all of you.
Go try.
They will kill all of you.
Enrique, I will come with you if you wish.
I have no need of you.
I'm not talking to you.
And yet I'm talking to you. And also you wouldn't want a head harmed on this pretty little thing, surely. You can see a slight trickle of blood begin to fall down Joanna's neck.
I don't obviously recognise this person.
No.
Yeah. Stop this! Stop it now!
Then you will come freely, and we will have no bloodshed?
Yes, I will come freely.
Good boy. Your training still sticks with you, even though you don't want to admit it. The rest of you, drop your weapons.
Luco flips the spear, slams it into the ground and lets it go.
Griffin looks at Enrique as in, are you serious? You know, should I drop my weapons? Is this what we're doing?
Let them take me. This is not your war. And they will kill you.
He places it on the ground and says, I won't let that happen.
Amakai actually raises an arm. He puts a hand on your shoulder. I'm already dead. You have a life to live.
As you say that, Erebin puts the lady to the ground and says, "You're not dead yet. We will come for you."
Amakai sort of looks at you in surprise.
Erebin just nods.
With that, the leader snaps her neck towards the weapons that you've arrayed on the floor. Two of the armoured men walk up, pick up the weapons, move away. She releases the knife from Joanna, kicks her to the floor, points at Amrikai. Come then, child, let's take you home. Find out what makes you really, really tick.
Amakai steps forward.
As you do this, Griffin yells out, My lady, would you grace me with your name before you go?
No.
That's a shame.
As you approach her, she spins on the spot. Kill them anyway, they know too much.
No! Amakai draws his sword. Treacherous swines!
Draws your sword, you place it on the ground.
No, I didn't. Everyone else did.
You would have placed it on the ground when they asked. So you draw your sword there.
Okay, then let me clarify. The minute she says that, Amrakai's left Alandir on the floor. As soon as she says, kill them all, he shouts, treacherous swine! And for a moment you feel this boom in the air. And Alandir appears in his hand. But as it does so, like, you can hear the pain in his voice, and his black blood starts coming out of his nose and his eyes, and he charges her.
We'll have to pick that up next session.
No.
So, what is going on, I wonder? Well.
That's huge.
Yeah.
You.
Well.
So that concludes this chapter on a little bit of a cliffhanger.
Yeah.
It's like something from Amrakai's past has finally caught up with him rather unexpectedly. Will he survive? Will the others survive? These new executions, we'll have to find find out and see Erevan is especially shocked. We'll pick it up next time.
Let's
folks.
start making my notes now!
Next time on Casting Players.